In this video, we will cover what is the basic difference between the macro and subroutine. We have seen that macro are nothing but the small functions and which gives us the facility to reduce time, space and giving the throughput in a small time period. But which are the different comparison factors between the macro and subroutine that we will see them detailed one by one. What is the first? In terms of a macro, this is called as a pre-processing statement or pre-processing function or an inline function. It is known as a pre-processing or the inline function because in the C language we have used the hash define. In the CPP programming we have used the inline statement. Okay, but comparing it with the subroutine is called as a clear cut, a big procedure or module, or it is known as a function. Means it is a small part and it is a bigger part. Means it is having the small definition, it is having the larger definition. From facility point of view, what is the facility actually provided by the macro? Macro provides the first facility, that is the means special software we have to use, that is the systems programming. Okay, system program processor, preprocessor, not a processor simple, but it is a preprocessor. Means for converting the macro into its actual definition, we have to use some software, and that software is nothing but the systems program, the processor software. But we don't have to use any special software, but the hardware which are assembled in our system, that is your laptop or the personal computer, it automatically provides us the facility of converting the subroutine into its actual call. Means it is nothing but our actual machine or the microprocessor. Okay, you don't have to install it externally or buy it externally outside of your system. So this is the basic difference. It requires the extra software. It does not require extra software, but it covers the mechanism with the help of the existing hardware. Coming to the next, we will see what is the actual definition of the macro and what is the definition of the subroutine. Okay. Macro definition syntax is same as that of a assembly language. That is how you have to write the keyword like macro. Then you have to provide the name of macro. Then you have to write the parameter list. Okay. Then you have to write some programming statements and you have to write the keyword again like macro. Like the C programming, you are starting with hash include and ending with the closing curly bracket. Same like that, you have to write a macro as a keyword and macro end as an ending keyword. Next, subroutine, uh, its assembly language is as follows. You have to only specify the subroutine name. Okay, then you have to use the instruction operands. Means you have to return line label. Okay, different labels you have to give. Then instruction operand. Okay, and then you have to return at the last. So this is the basic difference between the definitions of the macro and subroutine. We will again differentiate them with the again different parameters, with the help of different parameters. That is, next is in assembly level language, macro should be defined before main program. Means it should be written before main program. But in assembly level as well as in high level subroutine, in high level languages, subroutine can be defined anywhere, so that means at the start, in the body, or at the end of the loop. Okay, so it is basically written before the main program, but in the high level languages it can be written anywhere. Next differentiating mechanism is that call statement of macro in assembly language is like, for example, you have to write the label, then you have to write the macro name, then you have to write the parameter list. Okay. For example, you have to calculate the factorial. Then what is the calling mechanism for the factorial? It is like you have to write the name of that macro. That is the, for example, factorial. You have to provide number and you have to write the name of it. Where factorial is the name of the macro and a and fact is the list of the actual parameters. Okay, which are using it. Means it is a label, means it is a macro name and it has the parameter list. Same like that, you have to write in the subroutine. How it is write in the subroutine? Subroutine will follow like you have to again specify here the label, then you have to write call, then you have to write the subroutine name. Okay. Then, for example, when you have to call the same factorial program or factorial function with the help of a subroutine. It is an actual bigger definition, not a small macro. Then how it will be called? You can specify the label and here you can write only the function name, that is the factorial. Okay, there is no any need to specify the parameters. What is the next comparative factors between the macro and subroutine? That is, macro uses many kinds of parameters in macro. Means which are the different list of parameters used in macro, that are, first is the positional parameters, second is the keyword parameters, and third is nothing but the label parameters. Means these are the different types of the parameters associated with the macros. But in terms of the subroutine, it uses many kinds of parameters in macros. Means like it is again using the positional parameters and there are some default parameters associated with the subroutine. How it is called means how macro and subroutines are called. Basically, macro is called by its name and subroutine is called with its starting address. Okay, it is actually called by its name and subroutine is called by its starting address. At the time of the execution of the macro, each and every macro call replaced with its macro definition. We all know that macros are replaced with its definition, and at the time of execution in terms of a subroutine, at the time of execution, execution control is transferred to the subroutine, and after execution of a subroutine, it returns to the main program again and executing the remaining instructions. Means, for example, there is some subroutine like max. Okay, it is having its special definition. Then in the main program, you are calling that max. It is executing that max and again executing the remaining statements associated with that program. So this is the basic difference between the macro and subroutine call. Coming with the next part. This means macro process not required any stack manipulation operation during the execution of the program because it is only a single line. So it does not use the stack. But the subroutine is a bigger procedure. So this process requires the stack manipulation. Okay. This means that it stores the current address in stack and then execution control goes to subroutine. After execution of subroutine, it pops the addresses of stack and returns to the main program. As it is a longer procedure, it is requiring the stack. It is not a longer procedure, so it does not require the stack mechanism. Okay, which are the again differentiating different factors between the stack and subroutine and macro. That is, in terms of macro, in assembly language program, looping and nested looping like facilities is used. Means looping or the nested looping is used. But in high level languages, looping or nested looping does not use. It is used in assembly level language, but high level language does not support this facility. In terms of a subroutine, we can use looping and nesting in subroutines. Means looping or nesting can be used in the high level language and assembly level language also. Means it having the some barriers, but subroutine does not have any barrier. Now we will compare these two with the